a continuous analysis of how student performance is, and if I see concerns with students' grades dropping or whatever, I adopt a one-on-one policy. I meet every student within 14 days of their starting here at the school. If there's concerns or problems, I'll see them all the time. I will have every term a one-on-one with them. But the success of the school is based on collaboration. And I'm talking about student-teacher collaboration, the collaboration of the school with Rosedale, the teacher collaboration with the grading teachers and, making themselves familiar.
Our students need to have certain programming skills, database skills, analytical thinking skills, but that is not enough. What they also should focus on is developing great communication skills, teamwork skills, because this is what the current world requires. So both international universities and future potential employees, leading companies around the world, are going to require these kind of skills. So I put a lot of emphasis on soft skills as well. Okay, our students should also go beyond the curriculum.
So, as the academic head of AIC, which is the largest OSSD study center in Myanmar, how does AIC maintain the high academic standards and rigor required by the Canada's Ontario curriculum while supporting local students?
Okay, that's quite a lengthy, it's not a very simple question to answer, but there's a lot of things involved. First of all, our teachers, we're very selective about who we hire to teach here. They have to have a degree in the subject that they're teaching. Preferably they have a teaching license from their country. We send all of our teachers on training programs as soon as they start here. They obtain, the general qualification and the advanced qualification from Rosedale. But the real, success here and study and keeping standards high is basically, for me, a continuous evaluation process, a continuous analysis of how student performance is. And if I see concerns with students' grades dropping or whatever, I adopt a one-on-one policy. I meet every student within 14 days of their starting here at the school. If there's concerns or problems, I'll see them all the time. I will have every term a one-on-one with them. But the success of the school is based on collaboration. And I'm talking about student-teacher collaboration, the collaboration of the school with Rosedale, the teacher collaboration with the grading teachers and, making themselves familiar. And basically, working with all the stakeholders, in particular the parents, the owners of the school, the teachers, all the other staff members. It's a joint effort that brings success, I would say.
We live in ever-changing times where everything is quite unstable. The technological growth is so fast that it's difficult to just base our skills and careers just on knowledge. Instead, I think our students should pursue a passion for learning and become lifelong learners that basically try to adjust to the ever-changing world all the time and are comfortable with learning all of their life. They also should find some balance between soft and technical skills. So, for example, in my field of computer science, it's quite obvious that our students need to have certain programming skills, database skills, analytical thinking skills, but that is not enough. What they also should focus on is developing great communication skills, teamwork skills, because this is what the current world requires. So both international universities and future potential employees, leading companies around the world, are going to require these kind of skills. So I put a lot of emphasis on soft skills as well. Okay, our students should also go beyond the curriculum. So again, in my field of computer science, it's really crucial to find opportunities for further growth and development by, for example, building your own personal portfolio of programming projects, something that you can showcase to during, for example, an academic interview and admission process, as well as even for future job interviews. So this is also something that I encourage my students to do, going beyond the curriculum and doing as much as possible. If they are really passionate about what they want to do in the future, then I'm sure it won't feel like some torture or anything like that. It will be just something pleasant and also a necessary milestone to achieve their dreams.
So any students who come to AIC or OSSD roster program, they're very fortunate to be enrolling here at our school, right? So we do have a set of skill sets that are expecting from the workforce today as well. So when they come to roster, definitely some skill sets like critical thinking, collaboration, time management, responsibility. Those are essential skills that not only in the academic journey that they will be asked to exercise, but at the same time when they join the workforce, these are really important as well. So they're very fortunate that if they come to AIC roster program, we'll be mentoring them, supporting them, until those skills become part of their system.
Pages that studying OSSD Canada program at AIC offer compared to traditional high school programs?
Yeah, there are sort of visible advantages. First thing is, roster OSS program is a globally recognized program. It is designed in such a way it's a fast-paced 9 to 12 month program. So speed is extremely important at this point in time as we speak, right? Mm-hmm. So speed is important. The second is that the quality. And you know that our roster OSS program is accepted by many universities around the world. And as a matter of fact, we do have students who study not only in Canada, but also we have students who study in Europe as well, in Southeast Asia as well. And as a matter of fact, some of our students that came through our AIC roster program, they were even accepted at the University of, let's say, Toronto. Last year, we have one who got accepted by McGill, and then the other one at the University of British Columbia. And so roster program or courses are extremely welcomed by those universities around the world. So that's something that we're very proud. At the same time, another advantage is that we do have high caliber team. Mm-hmm. So we have teachers who are truly dedicated, committed in supporting our students. And that's extremely important as well. I would say, if I may add, our roster has set up skills that Weigel we mentioned that they want us to impart to our students. For example, you talk about critical thinking, the ability to analyze, the ability to do their work independently, research, and they submit their work to us as part of their draft before the work has been submitted to the grading teacher. So sort of this caliber team is extremely important to us as well. And if anybody comes to AIC roster program, I would say they're in a very fortunate position today.
Wise words. So if we have to move on to the next question, in your earlier presentation, you highlighted the achievements of AIC's OSSD students. So what do you believe are the key factors behind their consistent success and high acceptance rates into global universities?
A number of things, back to the C's, collaboration and communication. Making it very plain to the students before they come here and during orientation that expectations are high. As I said before, this is not a holiday camp. This is a place for serious effort and serious work. And anybody who takes on the OSSD program has to be aware that it is a continuous assessment program from day one to the day that they leave. So they need to be able to work with their teachers together closely. Collaboration is key. Teachers are available to meet students out of school time in the afternoons, put on extra lessons, advise them, help them in every way possible. But we set a minimum standard at the school of 70. If you're less than 70 in any subject, if your grade is under 70, I'm concerned, we believe you're in trouble. And the teacher will have to meet the student for a one-on-one. I will meet the student. We will talk to the parents if necessary, if we think it's a deficiency in the student not making effort. So keeping the parents, keeping on top of the students, meeting the students, listening to the students, having empathy for the students, having compassion for the students. These are critical factors for success, I would say. The academic team here, I work with Mr. Asim. I'm in contact with him weekly, Miss Leslie, but it's not just me who's in contact. I want we've Miss Foe here, who's the head of the academic group here. She's in communication daily. I have to be very fair and very, very thankful to Rosedale. They are very, very good. When we send messages, when we need clarification, when we raise a concern, Rosedale are very quick to get back to us. There is no messing around. I've had times when, Asim's been out of the country, for instance, and he's on a vacation, and he's got back to me right away and said, this is the problem, and I'm sorting it out, or blah, blah, whatever it might be. I have found the academic team working really well with the academic team at Rosedale, and it's one of the reasons I enjoy working with Rosedale, is that things are dealt with quickly, and they're dealt with fairly. I have to be very fair. We might have, if I have a question about something or I raise a concern, it's looked at fairly, and we generally come to an agreement. There's been no major friction or problems. I'm very keen on our teachers communicating all the time with the grading teachers, and looking at feedback and looking at consistency, and that consistency is there with Rosedale, and it's something I'm really thankful for. And I mentioned it earlier on to the people from Rosedale who are here today. It really, it's working well for us, but at the end of the day, it's about student outcomes. And student outcomes are excellent, and I believe we're going to grow this program a lot in 2026, 2027.